childhood curiosity in a sense. Not calling you a child, don't worry. but but the way I handle my daily stress, I have a lot of it. And there's so much I want to do with my business, and it's such a big purpose. I feel it's so much bigger than me. Whether it's helping businesses grow, or it's in the real estate side of my business as well. Um, Whichever way I look at it, there's a lot of challenges that I have to face on a daily basis, um, to make sure that I'm reaching my goals. And I'll be honest, I don't always hit those milestones. I'm not following up as much as I should be. There's just like a million tasks in a day that falls on these two shoulders. And it gets tough. That's what it is. And so what I use to get through that is my childhood curiosity. So I just see it as play. I see it as a fun game. How many times do we play that video game where, shucks, we didn't make it through that level, so guess what? We have to restart that level and do it over again. And that sounds very much like your LOIs. So today you only managed to get 3 LOIs. Next week you managed to get 6 LOIs, and so on and so forth. And that's why, to me, I tie growth with purpose and passion, because to me, my purpose and passion is really only going to be determined by what I like to call my headstone. When I'm gone and moved away from this world, that's when I want people to look back and say, well, especially my children, because to me it's all about legacy. I want my children to look back and say, here's what dad or grandpa did. That's what he reached to. So for me, my meaning and purpose is way longer than my lifetime, in a sense. I might as well just have fun doing it while I'm here. So that ties into that child curiosity. I'm curious to hear, how do you bring play or childhood curiosity into that?
Can I interrupt for a second? Not to take your time, because your time is whatever. I just want to highlight a point here. When I was in high school or post-high school, I had a study partner who was extremely intelligent, very learned. About 3/4 of the way through the year, I found out that he's 3 years younger than me. And he was one of these study partners that like the school brings in as a teacher. And I found out he's 3 years younger than me. So back then I learned the value of learning from somebody younger. You're actually 26?
Yeah, I'm born in 1995.
Okay. Right. I'm 31. So there's something that people need to understand, and they need to know. Age does not bring credibility and wisdom. If you are not willing to learn from somebody younger than you, who is, got credibility in a certain area, that's failure that is not going to grow from. You have to be willing to humble yourself, to learn from somebody who knows what they're talking about, even if, but especially if, they're younger than you. So thank you so much, first of all, just for being here and for adding so much knowledge and wisdom to us and sharing with us, because I'm so glad I get to finally learn from somebody not my age and not older than me, but I'm not going to harp on the fact that you're younger than me, but the fact that you're wiser than me in this area. So I just have to point that out there for people to understand that seek out those people that know more, that know better, even if, but especially if they're younger than you. Okay, rant over. Back to you, childhood curiosity.
Can I just add a little bit of tension? So either he's calling you out on a lie, or you're gonna beat him up later on. But we have.
Where's my passport? Where's my driver's license?
We have
that's
Sully
a lie, dude.
35. I'm just creating tension here because that's my job. So
Sully's younger than me. I think he's like 24. But just to that point about Baruch, I would flip it the other way too and say it's never too old to start. It's never too young to start. It's never 100%. Too old to start. And I love telling this story. I'll get to the childhood piece at the end, but I love telling the story of Ray Kroc, and he franchised the McDonald's Corporation at like age in his late 60s or early 70s, and he failed as like a milkshake repairman for decades before he like walked into McDonald's, which at that time was just a sole shop, and like had that light bulb idea at like 70 years old. And he obviously franchised and mass produced it. But it's a great point. I think being humble and being able to learn from someone younger than you, but also the other point, it's never too old to start. I love chatting about that too. But to Yermi's point about the childhood curiosity, I think it comes back to, for me personally, it comes back to, not taking yourself too seriously, whether it's in real estate or if it's in, the military or whatnot. So many people, I think, get stressed out in military situations if things are, we plan a lot of training, and it's so easy for this training to maybe go off in a different direction, or something doesn't manifest the way you planned it. And so many leaders out there will get stressed out, or they'll get, frustrated and, maybe, yell or something like that. But I think it's the leaders who are able to remain calm and not take themselves too seriously and relax. And if you want to tie that back to, being a child, and a child doesn't take things too seriously, but I think it's so important to, not take yourself too seriously, that even when, you're doing these $1 million deals, to, hey, take time to, crack jokes and laugh. And it's all part of the journey, and we're here to have fun. Obviously we're here to, help people invest in real estate, but it's awesome to have fun while you're doing it. But that's me personally. I don't like to take myself too seriously, if it's in the military, if it's in real estate, whatever. I'm out here. Every day is a blessing that we're here, and we can't, forget that at the end of the day, that we're only here for a finite amount of time, and to not take yourself too seriously. Every day is a blessing. And that's at least how I look at that. So
awesome.